Hi, this is Dr. Johnny, and I am going to talk a little bit today about survivor guilt in the sense of how it relates to addictions. Recently, I went to a panel discussion in which there were different people that were on the panel, people that had lost a loved one, as well as people who are recovering addicts from heroin, opioid addictions. And what was interesting to note was the amount of guilt that I noticed from the people who did, in fact, survive and are still struggling with their addictions, but they're in recovery. The questions that come to mind from people who I've spoken to about the topic are the general question of why did I survive? What happened to my friend? Could I have done something to help my friend when I was in recovery with them? And how do I rid myself of the guilt that I feel from all the collateral damage that I caused to the people that I love so much and who loved me so much? The answers are not simple, and there are no real answers that will comfort every single person who is encountering and suffering from this intense feeling of guilt. What I can offer is some sense of hope, but I just want to recount exactly what I experienced as somebody sitting in the audience, observing people who were survivors, struggling addicts, and also people who had lost loved ones due to addiction. And that was that the people who did survive and are still struggling, they felt very bad talking in front of those who had actually lost somebody, a loved one, a child in this case. And the intense guilt that they experienced was something which was palpable, that everybody was starting to notice. And what I try to recommend to people that are going through survivor guilt as it pertains to addictions, three things. Number one is to try your best to go about your natural routine. Whatever you had been doing prior to getting caught up in the addictive cycle, try to go back to your regular routine. Getting yourself into a schedule, waking up early in the morning, feeling generally accomplished at the early hours of the day, that certainly can help. Number two is to talk to somebody. Get yourself a therapist, a mentor, somebody that you can talk to and connect with. As one of the panelists mentioned, the opposite of addiction is connection. Being an addict is a very lonely type of feeling. It's a lonely existence because when you have to do whatever you're doing to support your addiction, you have to do it privately, secretly. So talking to somebody, that's the connection. That's the opposite of what the addiction is. And number three is attending support groups. There are Naranon for the family members. Someone had mentioned the victims of collateral damage that they caused. There are Al-Anon groups and the regular NA, AA meetings, SA meetings that are out there to help people who are suffering from addictions. So I hope that this gives a little bit of an idea of what happens to people who are suffering and also to the loved ones of people who have lost others to addictions. That's it for now. If you have any questions, feel free to post on my website at drjohnny.com. That's DOCTORJONNY.com. Be well, and best wishes.